Welcome back to Money Mind. Mention the name Donald Trump and the reality TV show The Apprentice readily comes to mind. Others know him as the New York property tycoon who survived several tussles with bankruptcy and came out on top. So what does it mean to have a father who's renowned throughout the world? Money Mind's Ellen Lokajaya traveled to New York to chat with Eric Trump about himself, his father, and his family's business. This is one place where most tourists will visit when they go to New York, Trump Tower. The Trump Organization's headquarters on Fifth Avenue is where Eric Trump and his family work to build up their business empire. The youngest son of Donald and Ivana Trump, Eric joined the family business in 2006 in the midst of a global property boom. But 2 years into the job, the boom collapsed when the global financial crisis hit in 2000. But 2 years into the job, the boom collapsed when the global financial crisis hit in 2008.
Really coming in as somebody who's very green, coming in as somebody who's very new out of college, and see the world just, rising, to 2 years later, really watching the crash and, watching the same places that were once, proverbially on fire, really self-destruct. It was a great lesson, for me, for Ivanka, for Don. And I'll never forget, looking back, my father was always like, kids, it's going to end. Just let's stay on the sideline. Let's do our things. Let's be conservative, because the world is going to end, and when it does, we'll have great opportunity.
What were some of the challenges that you faced during that time?
We had a great balance sheet at the time, and to sit back and watch, and then go in and start being able to kind of employ our capital and buying everything at the lowest part of the market was really, it was a fun lesson. It was a fun lesson for, a 22-year-old who just came into the family business. We really used those 5-6 years to buy up every property we could, and we were buying properties for the family business. We really used those 5-6 years to buy up every property we could, and we were buying properties for 10 cents on the dollar. And we went in, we were buying golf courses every week, and we were buying hotels, and we were buying other properties, and we were buying properties like the winery and many others. And it was really a great time for the company, and it was a time of massive expansion.
The Trump brand is well known around the world, so how do you plan to expand the brand overseas?
The one thing that we care about being is the highest end. Our product has to be the best, and it has to be in the best location in every respective market. It has to be the highest quality in every market. It's got to signify luxury, and that's what we're about as a company. So as we position the company, we want to keep doing the iconic projects of the world. We want to keep doing the Trump Towers of the world. And my father's really created an amazing legacy of having the best locations, and that's really what we're innately focused on.
Still there.
So oftentimes people almost think of us as figureheads. They think of us as, you're on The Apprentice, and we pick out every block of marble. We pick out every finish, every chandelier. I can't tell you how really in touch with our projects we are. We're always there. I can't tell you how really in touch with our projects we are. We're always there. We're always trying to improve them. And I think that's really critical. And if you look at so many of the big kind of luxury companies around the world, they've lost that family element. For a family, again, our equity is in our name. Our equity is really in our assets. And if we can maintain unbelievable assets and we can maintain that quality, that name always continues into perpetuity.
So what are your plans for Asia? Can you give me a bit more details about your projects?
Well, Asia is growing so rapidly, and it's a great market for us. If you look at our buildings really around the world, whether it's the Philippines, which is totally sold out, whether, Asian clientele is a very large part of our business. It's a large portion of the people that check into our hotels. They really gravitate toward the Trump brand. They love our golf courses. Golf is becoming so big over there, and we'll be announcing them at some point, but we're really going to make a big move into China. But there's so many other great countries, obviously, Singapore, but there's so many other great countries, obviously, Singapore, there's so many, Thailand will be a great market for us in time, and we're looking at that.
And for Eric, working in the family business means working with his siblings, Ivanka and Donald Trump Jr. For a family with strong opinions, they do work well with one another.
First of all, we're probably the foremost type A people you've ever met in your entire life, which is, which is fun. But we all really do think a lot alike, and we love each other. And, the three of us, Don, Ivanka, and I, work right next to each other in offices that literally touch each other. But yet we vacation together, yet we travel for work together. And most family businesses are total disasters. And I think you always have that one person who doesn't want to come into work, who wants to, take Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off every week to, go somewhere around the world. And I think the one thing that, can probably be said about us, and if you asked, anybody that worked here, it's, we're here. If we're not here, we're on a plane somewhere around the world looking at a site. I mean, we're really always working. We're always on a plane somewhere around the world looking at a site. I mean, we're really always working. We're always on. And my father's the same way, and even on the weekends.
So what are some of the lessons you have learned from your dad and you want to pass down to your kids?
My dad's got a lot of just unbelievable qualities. He's a funny guy. He's a charismatic guy. People love being around him. I mean, he just certainly has an energy. But, sometimes the things that aren't noted are really his attention to detail. And I think he's done a great job passing that down to us. And I'll never forget walking through the casinos when we were young, and, he would see the one light bulb in the ceiling that's burnt out. Now you have a sea of light bulbs. You've got thousands and thousands of light bulbs, and he'd be like, why is that one light bulb burnt out? And, he's always been also very kind of forthright about saying, listen, kids, you've got to love it. And, he's always been also very kind of forthright about saying, listen, kids, you've got to love it. You've got to love the job. If you don't love it, you've got to love the job. If you don't love the job, you'll never be good at it. And I think we've all taken on kind of individual, roles and sectors that we love. I love construction. I love the golf. I love the hotels. And, Don does a lot of, amazing things with commercial leasing and, the retail. And, Ivanka, she loves everything but, the interior designs and this and that.
How do you distinguish your success from your father's success and as well as your siblings?
Fortunate. He's built an unbelievable foundation. And his father before that and his father before that. And we have an unbelievable foundation. And I think it's our jobs to carry that legacy on, to only do the best projects, to only continue to expand and, and create the brand, to further push the brand in terms of quality.